Katekyo Hitman. Reborn.
Yo, what's good, people? We're back, episode 2 of Hitman Reborn. So the first episode was pretty fun, pretty cool, pretty lit. Interesting to see where this is going. I'd assume we were gonna learn. I feel like the anime, now that I think about it, maybe the anime is gonna be full on training arc because like he has a lot to learn. So I don't know. I feel like it may be like Bleach actually, in the sense like Ichigo was, doing out the hollow missions, and then boom, Soul Society came for Rukia. Spoilers for those people who haven't watched Bleach. I'm sorry. So I feel like this. Maybe they'll be training him to become like the mafia person, take on some missions, and then boom, there'll be a big thing at like the end of like the first season, which is probably why people said that it's not that interesting until season 2. So we'll see anyway. The opening, maybe it will grow on me, but at this point in time, I'm like, nothing. But I'm eager to see all these characters. I'm actually really interested. I feel so nostalgic to start a new long-running series. I hope the power of friendship is strong in this one. This guy just used a defibrillator to shock him. So he take out all the people on the volleyball team. Is this kind of training for him? Physical training for sports, so that he can get his body on that level. Okay, so it is for training. But death by pizza, what a way to go. I mean, obviously they're not dead, to be honest, but... No, actually, no, I need to ask. Is this guy actually a baby? Or is he a grown man? Someone, I don't understand. Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. So all these girls in this anime be crazy. Is this how they really think? I feel like this Yamamoto guy is hiding something. I feel like this guy has a big plot to play. That chick just looks like black-haired Rangiko. Am I the only one that thinks that? Try to kill yourself, you'll probably turn up. This is ridiculous. Oh. I don't know, this sounds like some funky 08 beat. It reminds me of okay, maybe not. I don't know why it reminds me of not Chris Brown. Oh my god, what's his name? The guy that sang Today I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything, that guy. I forget what his name is. Is that his main problem? Not that he's bad, but he's afraid of failure. That'd be very interesting. Maybe he's just afraid of failure, which is why he doesn't put his thing into anything, Because afraid of failure when you try, because it's much more depressing when you try and fail than when you don't try and fail. It's like, obviously I didn't try. Is this guy back? This guy obviously looks sketchy. Obviously. Oh no. Wait. Is he the libero? No, he's not the libero. Reborn! After one episode, the guy already had found girls doing banners for him. That's crazy. Why 2 bullets this time? For his legs? I guess maybe this way his clothes don't burn off. Yo! There's a jump shot. All that happened before the dynamite blew. Okay. Fukatsu. Did she go out in her apron? Is that a thing people do in Japan? They go out with their aprons to the supermarket. Another episode, pretty good. Now, the first thing I want to say is they said he didn't depend on. Do they mean he didn't depend on he didn't depend on the shot? As like that was his first thing, that I need the shot. His first thinking was, oh, I need to save my friend. I assume that's what they're talking about because they shot him in the head. So, and he got the death pierce bullets in the head. So I'm assuming because that wasn't his first instinct, like what he did with the volleyball game and or try to run away. So I'm assuming that's why he was praising him and Reborn was saying all that stuff. So now, in terms of Tuna, there are two ways I can see it going. So obviously he's someone that doesn't give it his all. So that could either be due to, for example, maybe he is giving his all in the past, he wasn't rewarded, and that's like a traumatic event for him. Or he's just a person who coasts on maybe natural talents, or some people just like to coast even if they don't have natural talent or something. So it could be either one of those ones. So they could be coasting because he has natural talent and he doesn't really care, or he's coasting because he doesn't have many desires in life. I don't know. It's probably one of these three scenarios, or at least that's what I'm betting on. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I feel like, I don't know if it's trauma. I feel like trauma is if it's like due to some kind of trauma that happened, that's maybe the easiest one to rectify. But if it's like he's very good at something and he just chooses to cruise in life, then that is much harder to rectify because you have to rehabilitate his mind to always want to go for the best. You have to change that about him basically. So I want to know what the roots of his shortfalls are as of this moment. Also we learned that obviously I could have guessed that Reborn is not the boss himself because the boss is not going to go around looking for the next one. So he sent Reborn is the most trusted associate or hitman of the mafia boss, which is interesting. So I'm guessing Reborn is not the best hitman or strongest hitman or strongest mafia because apparently it's based on strength. Because they're like, if you defeat them, you take the person serves you basically. So did Reborn actually lose to the dad, or was it just like the dad became the leader because he was just like by blood? Because obviously Tuna is coming in because the guy doesn't have any relatives in Italy, so he has to come all the way to Japan and get Tuna. So I'm assuming maybe the 9th generation was either because he was just like he was the direct descendant of the 8th generation boss, or they actually fought for the 9th generation boss title with Reborn and some other people. I like to see what happens there. And also finally, it seems like they're already recruiting people for his own cabinet. When Tuna gets into leadership at some point, they're already recruiting his own members of the cabinet, like Yamamoto. So he's interested. They're already looking at him because I was saying he looks like an interesting character, but I didn't know if he was going to be part of the scene because he seemed like a normal guy. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they may take Sasagaya too as part of the thing, who is needed in his cabinet for the boss thing later on in life, or later down the line. We also get that guy who was part of the disciplinary committee, who just looking so shady for no reason. So I'm feeling he may come in to play a role. And obviously today, this episode we got introduced to Hayata Gokudera, or Gokudera Hayato, whichever you want to pronounce it. So obviously we all saw what happened. He came in, he took his L, he lost. So I'm assuming this is gonna be. Is this why people? I'm not even gonna pay attention to what people said about, the first season being weak and trash. So I'll see what happens. How I'm assuming it's gonna be like a rotating, arsenal of enemies coming in for his role as the 10th boss, coming to take him on. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, but so far pretty interesting. See you guys, I guess, next time for episode 3. And then finally, like I said in one video that'll probably come out before this one, I said there was some series I wanted to start watching, so maybe I will do a video on that, or if you guys just want me to put it in the description of all my videos going forward, so that's like these are the things I'm thinking of watching, so maybe I'll just put them in the description and people can say, oh, watch this is better, blah 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 blah. I don't know, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for coming, for watching. Enjoy. I will see you guys next time. Peace.